Hi everybody, good morning. Today's Friday, next is Saturday and Sunday, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend for some good outside time, sunshine and warm weather, so hopefully you get a chance to play outside. But I've got some messages, so we'll go ahead and do that. For message one, if you watched Miss Laura's video yesterday, you might remember she made something called fizzy ice. So she showed you how if you take a tray and put ice cubes on it, and then you sprinkle on something special, and it's called baking soda. It's that white powder. It kind of looks like flour that you use to cook or bake with, but you sprinkle that all over the ice cubes, and then you add in something that kind of looks like water, but it smells really strong, and it's called vinegar. And she colored it, and then she poured that on top of the ice and baking soda, and the ice was starting to bubble and fizz, and it just looked really cool. So I hope you got a chance to try that. I actually want to try it right now, but when I was watching Miss Laura's video, I was thinking, oh my gosh, that looks so fun. I just want to touch it. I want to put my hand in and feel it. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I thought, oh, that was such a pretty color that the fizzing foam was making, because Miss Laura had put color in the vinegar. And I thought, oh, what would happen if we dip a paintbrush in the fizzy part and paint with it? So I'm going to use Miss Laura's experiment from yesterday to do kind of a second experiment with it. So instead of a big tray of ice, I just have one bowl with one ice cube. And I'll tilt the camera down a little bit so we can see what's going on. Okay. And I have my baking soda, and I have vinegar, and I decided to make mine red. And then I have a paintbrush ready to go and some paper that I'm going to paint on. I actually made this drawing for one of our Zoom meetings, and I thought, you know what, it's perfect. I have my red drawing, and I'm going to make some red foamy fizzy stuff that I'm going to try to paint with. So maybe I can paint in the petals of my flower, okay? So the first thing Miss Laura told us to do was put the baking soda on the ice. So I have my measuring spoon to scoop it some out. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it right over there, and you can add a little bit or a lot. That's the cool thing about this, is it's your experiment. You can try and see what works for you and what isn't going to work. And then we're gonna put in some of this red vinegar, and we're gonna see what happens. I'll bring the camera closer so we can really watch together. Okay, here we go. Whoa! That made a lot of red bubbles. Ooh, it's kind of fizzing around my finger a little bit. Ooh, that felt kind of funny. And it's chilly. It's cold from the ice. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Yeah, so even if you don't paint with it, this experiment is fun to just watch. So now I have this cool liquid, the red at the bottom. Oh, and I'm kind of able to scrape up a little bit of the leftover baking soda. Huh. So I wonder if I can use this to paint. Let's try that next. So I'll put my camera there. And here's my paper. And I'm going to see if I can just use it to paint. Huh. Yeah. It's kind of reminding me of using watercolors. See right here? Huh. And then I wonder what it will look like when it's dry. I'll set it over to the side and we can look at it at the end of the video, and we'll let that dry while we do the rest of our message board, okay? So yeah, that's something else that you could do with the fizzy ice experiment that Miss Laura showed us yesterday. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, for message 2, I just wanted to give you a fun fact that I learned. So in a person's body, everybody has a heart. Yeah, so it should be on the left side a little bit of your chest. And sometimes if it's beating hard or fast and you put your hand there, you can really feel it. I can feel mine a little bit. It's like dun 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 dun, dun. So kind of like that. But I learned about the size of a person's heart, because it's not all the way in your chest, and it's not like a tiny dot. But I learned that if you make a fist with your hand, so like this, making a fist means curling all your fingers in, this is about the size of your heart. Yeah. So if you make a fist and you look at it, that's how big your heart is inside your chest. About that big. Pretty cool, huh? So it's kind of a big thing to have in your body. And I just thought that was fun to know. So there you go. The size of your heart is about the size of your fist. Okay, for message 3, I want to show you a new game that you might want to try. So I'm calling this Feel and Guess. So for this game, you're going to need a bag, and I'm just using like a brown paper bag. And I chose this because I can't see through it. You know, so there's going to be something inside, but I can't see it, which is good. And inside the bag, and you probably want to ask somebody to play with you, because you're going to want to guess what's inside the bag. So I'm by myself right now, so I already know what I put in the bag, but maybe you can ask your brother or sister to play, or maybe you can ask your mom or dad or somebody else who's at your house. You can say, here's the bag, go put an object in it. It doesn't have to be a circle or a ball, but just an object or a thing you have at your house. Okay, so you can tell somebody, put something in the bag and don't tell me what it is. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is reach your hand in and feel it. You can't look with your eyes. That's why we're using a bag that you can't see through. And maybe when you put your hand in, you put your head like way over here so your eyes can't look inside. And you're feeling it with your hand and thinking, what does it feel like? So maybe you can tell out loud what you're feeling, and then if you think you know what it is, you can say, is it and take a guess. Okay, so it would go like this. So I put something in here, and since I'm playing by myself, I already know what it is, but I'll just show you how to do it. So we can pretend somebody else put it in. But I'm gonna reach my hand in, and I'm not looking with my eyes. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm feeling it, and it's hard. Hard, like I can't squish it, and it's thin, and it has kind of a round part, and it's long. So hard, thin, round, long. What could it be? Do you have a guess? I think, maybe it's like a marker? Markers are long and round and thin and hard. I think it's a marker. So when you make your guess, then you can say and pull it out. Oh, it's actually a pen. I was close, but it's hard and it's thin and it's round and it's long. So that's how you can feel and then think. What feels like that? And make a guess, right? And then maybe you want to play with the other person. Maybe now you'll hide something and they can reach their arm in and feel and guess. So that's a game you can play at your house, okay? All right, really quick, we're just going to check on the flower petal that I painted. Oh, that's interesting. So some of the water was spreading out on the paper around, but the petal in the middle is still kind of a pinkish red color. I like the way that worked. So yeah, I really hope you have a chance to try the fizzy ice experiment, you know, to look at it and smell it and feel it and touch it, and maybe you can paint with it. And then maybe you'll try the feel and guess game, another feeling thing that you can do. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and Miss Laura will be back with another video on Monday. Bye everybody.